Hello and welcome to a 3 Years Company video on the Lord of the Rings the card game. I'm Joseph and today I'm doing a playthrough of Intruders and Chetwood with this Title Aragorn deck that I put together and been enjoying. Gonna go through the deck real quick. It's a kind of complex deck, but a lot of fun and very resilient and pretty powerful, I think. Use a lot of the ALEP cards from the last expansion of the Rohan cycle they just finished here. We got this neutral Aragorn that gets to start with a one-cost title attachment, and then he has an action to ready one of those title attachments. I have a couple of those three of those in my deck. I have LSR, which is my starting title, that gives him the lore, the leadership resource, which is crucial, and then lets him buff or ready a defender, which is really helpful. Also have the Renewer title that lets him increase the willpower of or heal a questing character, and then the Estelle title that lets you search the top X cards of your deck for a card, where X is the number of traits he has, which can easily get to 6 in this deck. And you have to discard a card to do that, but with Elven Light, it's not a big deal. Other heroes are Arwen and Barivor, both good for card draw. Arwen good for resource management. Arwen good for willpower, and Barivor good for anything you need her to do. I'm using the Last Alliance contract, which gives me a discount on allies occasionally, which is really nice. Also lets me use cards in a more flexible way, targeting the Dundain or Noldor trait as needed, which doesn't come up a whole lot, but it can help. Deck's pretty resilient. It can, even though it starts at 31 threat, it can reduce threat by quite a bit, since you're in about, I think you draw through the deck in about 8 turns, 9, 10 maybe, if you're unlucky. But that means you can play Elrond's Council three times pretty reliably, and maybe more. So you can manage your threat. We got 3 Test to Wills. We got Will of the West to recycle that deck. And then we got a lot of resource acceleration or cost reduction in Steward of Gondor and To the Sea, and the Last Alliance. Our card draw is Elven Light and Estelle and Barivor. We have Unexpected Courage for Barivor and Aragorn if he needs it. Wingfoot's another little title, probably not really good enough to use, but it can also go on Aragorn, and Dural can also go on Aragorn to ready him. So this new Aragorn is really weird because we got things to make him cool. We got all these titles. We got Endural. But all his titles help allies. So you want a bunch of allies plus a bunch of attachments, which makes it difficult. And that's what the card draw does for this deck. Makes it fairly consistent, even though you're trying to do a lot. Ally selection, we have to have at least 10 Noldor and 10 Dundain characters, which is pretty easy here. We have 27 allies. Got the Guardsman for defense. The Breland Protector is really great shadow protection. You might have to put her back in your hand. You might get another bad shadow, but like it's not, you won't. If there's that one shadow card that's going to ruin you, she can help out and prevent that. And if she isn't needed, she's a good attacker. Got 1 Dundain Lookout Elder here, super good, because you can use the LSR attachment to beef up his defense along with his own effect to beef up his defense, so he can defend for 6 possibly. Elrond, Galadriel are just one-time use, but they're always cheap to get in because of the Last Alliance. There are more Dundain than Noldor. Galdor, great card draw, good stats. Gildor, another good defender. Glorfindel, great attacker. Great Companion, another long extended party card that's a great defender. He starts at 3 defense, but with this LSR, you can double tap to give him 1 and 1 defense, so he can defend for 5, or defend for 4 and ready, or defend for 3 times. Caregiver, good for healing. Master of the Forge, good for pulling these attachments out. Misty Mountain Journeyman is a great quester. Northern Tracker, good stats, and he can help out with location control. Ranger Cardalon, I haven't used this guy very much, but he's a good all-rounder. Sailor of Luna, the quester, and Wandering Exile, quester and attacker if needed. It's a bit of a. It's not a. Doesn't have a ton of stats or a massive willpower at the beginning, but it does have good stats, a lot of stats. 31 threats, pretty high. It takes a bit to set up. Steward of Gondor is obviously a good card to get right away, along with Elven Light. Then you can just draw and draw. Sometimes I use Aragorn to draw turn 1 just to get my pieces set up. Once you get set up, it's pretty hard to take this deck down because it can reduce threat, it can heal, and it can quest, and it can kill stuff, and that's what you need. Let's go over to Dragon Cards and watch me play through the game of Intruders and Chetwood. Alright, here we are setting up Intruders and Chetwood. We got our extra Aragorn Dundain character. I'm gonna draw a hand here, shuffling up my deck to make sure it's all legit and legal. And we're looking for Steward of Gondor and Elven Light. And that doesn't have either of those. And that has both of them, so we're going to keep that. Also has one title for him. Also has Steward of Test of Will. It's a great hand. Setting up the quest, we have the Orc War Party in the staging area, plus the one location. We got the one threat location that would surge if it was revealed, so it's a good one to bring out. I'll get my starting hand here. Let's just start to play. This is a one-stage quest where we need 30 progress. We got to keep all Orc War Parties. As soon as we have that and the Orc War Parties are dead, we win. Using setup to put LSR on him, spending our 2 and regaining it to get Steward of Gondor. With the Last Alliance, we can play a healer for 1. And then we have decent willpower right away. Put 1 threat on that, although I put a -1. Hope I fix that. Watching these through is always revealing here. Alright, I did mess up there. It says -1 threat instead of 1, so I should have get 0 progress, but I don't think that'll be a big deal later in the game because I overquest near the end. Turn 2, I can play Galadriel for only 2 resources from the Last Alliance and look at the top 5. Looking for Sword That Was Broken. It's always a great day if you pull that, but another title isn't bad, even though Wingfoot is the worst title in the deck. Could rearrange so I can get allies early, get more resources here. But now Aragorn has lore title as well. Give Aragorn another resource from Arwen's ability. Got a lot of resources. Spending 2 to, what am I going to do here? A lot of options. Did I spend 2 to do nothing? Or have I paid for, I think I paid for Galadriel late there. Alright, this big fat hand, I have to discard it all. I put it under Lost in the Wilderness. And I am at 4 progress right now. That location has 5. But the Aragorn boosts by 1. I also have that Renewer title. Could have given me the 5th. But that does it so I can clear the location. Oh, I used it to put 1 in there. Yep. Now I could take the Orc War Party, but I don't really have a great defender. He does ready. Aragorn readies. So to travel to that location, I have to engage that enemy. Aragorn readies. He's defending for 2. This is a bit risky. But LSR can make him defend for 4. I can exhaust it once. Used Aragorn's ability to exhaust it again, giving him 4. He takes 2 damage from the 6 attack. Risky, but it gets the locations turning over and lets me get those cards back sooner, hopefully, and keeps me from raising my threat. Delete Galadriel, she's gone. More resources. We got Elda here, but we need Noldor's to get the discount. Full 4 cost. Draw 2 cards. We got a Test of Will ready. Pull back Elven Light. Pay 1 resource to draw a card. Now we got some threat reduction. Do it again. Discard a card. Get a resource. Draw a card. Now we can play this elf for only 2, the Wandering Exile, because we have less Noldor than Dundain. Quest with her and immediately ready her by discarding a card. And what am I doing here? I shouldn't have defended. Or, how am I going to defend? Oh, that treachery fixed my problem here. I had to send an enemy back to the staging area, but in this case that helped me. Cleared the location, cleared the side quest, put the side quest in the victor display, and got my entire hand back. And now I don't have to engage the enemy, but we do have to raise our threat by 1 at the end of each round for each enemy in the staging area. New turn. More resources. Got a big hand to choose from here. Noldor's are discounted. And draw more cards. Draw more cards. Pay for it with Aragorn's. Okay, that Dundain is going to be good when we engage that guy later. We have options. Okay, this guy's going to cost 3. Aragorn has that lore, so I can use that. Get another resource. I really need Sword That Is Broken now to up my willpower with all these allies. A lot of options here. Okay, I'm going to play the Grey Wanderer, Grey Companion. I reduce his cost by 2 using his ability by exhausting 2 titles, so he costs me 3. Up by 10, which is really 9, because there we go, I took the boost off Aragorn. Another Chetwood Forest. You have to engage an enemy to travel there, but we can do that. 6 progress, engage the enemy, defend with the Great Companion. No shadow effect. I can use LSR twice, giving him 5 defense. He takes 1 damage. Now I can't kill it, but now I can set up for next turn using this Watchman guy. It's turn 5. I'm halfway through my deck. It's not bad. That means I've drawn 13 cards by non-normal means. Getting some big allies out every turn. More resources. Caregiver only costs 1 because I have more Dundain than Noldor. This guy cost me 2, but he's worth it, so I'll exhaust that guy so I don't remember he doesn't attack this turn, which is great. When I discard a card for any reason, I can use Gildor to draw a card. And we'll go straight into questing. I have some resources left there, but want to wait for the discount, I guess. And we lose Arion again. We got 4 turns to get him back. Get 6 progress. He doesn't attack this turn. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's more than we need, so I make it 11. So we can use Bear of Wars card draw. There's Estelle now. We can't take 1 time counter off, but Estelle will let us draw into the cards we need every turn. Down to 21 cards in deck at turn 6. Estelle only cost 1, and we have the Dundain and Ranger and Gondor and Noble and Healer and Noldor traits. Shadow cancellation is real good. Counting up the titles. I think it's 6. Which 5 is a lot easier. Alright, grab Galadriel in an effort to find a sword that is broken. More resources, play Galadriel for 2. And sword that is broken, no, total whiff. But we can put the Hammersmith up so we can find that sword that was broken. And then we can play the Hammersmith. And we know we aren't going to find it, so I don't know why I exhaust him here. Oh, I use Aragorn's ability to ready Estelle and do it again. Discard Glorfindel, who can be played out of discard pile, and there is our sword that is broken. I guess I really wanted to clear this Arion quest. Now I don't need that Master of the Forge, and I have to pay for a sword that is broken. I'm looking for a card to discard to Arwen's ability so I can pay for the sword. But I decided to skip it this turn. Keep Test of Will up. We're ready. Questing 11 up. Doom 2. Search and encounter and discard file for another encounter deck card or side quest and make it. Or choose a different side quest to make active. That one's a good one to cancel. The Doom hurts. But if I cancel it, I'm in really good shape. Master of the Forge finds Heir of Mardale, which is nice, easy, ready in for Aragorn. Can't really do anything with the titles since there's no combat phase. Galadriel leaves play, and we're on to turn 7. Not many attachments left. Let's see if I get one. Oh, that's good. So expensive, though. Draw more cards. Draw more cards. 13 cards left. Turn 7. Second copy of Estelle is kind of useless. But we got a clear stage in there. We just really need to get sort this broken down and quest out. But I'm having too much fun managing the deck. A lot to do in this deck all the time. To Seat of the Sea. I can use the last alliance to make Dundain's cheaper as well. I discarded, looks like 2 cards. Or 4 maybe? Play Gildor. Gildor for free, yeah. Or not free, for cheap. I use my 3 to up my willpower. Now my willpower is crazy. Arwen's ability to give me 1 resource. Tri-sphere resource, so I can play for anything I need to, especially Test of Will. And now questing is kind of crazy. So with Elda here up, I can use my Great Companion to quest, and I can use, hopefully, my Renewer to heal him. Here's that again. I'm going to cancel it again because I have the means, and that basically shuts down the quest. We're up to 25 progress, which should be 23 because I cheated early. And we're at 44 threat, which is concerning, but I have a 6 willpower, or 6 threat reduction in my hand for free. Estelle, we're fetching a card. And then I can use Aragorn's ability to ready Estelle and play it again. What do I want to discard? A healer. Oh, looks like I forgot. Oh, here we go. What am I doing? Alright, really just need to quest out. But it's so fun to draw cards. Oops. Crap. Galadriel accident. It's not that many allies, but all the allies have pretty good stats or abilities. Oh, I forgot. I could set up if I have Gildor out, I could set up Galadriel to give me the sword that's broken for free. It doesn't work for the sword Reforge, which is kind of funny. I have the Reforge and Dural and the sword that's broken in this deck. That's okay. Eight willpower, 12, 14, 16, 20, 24 willpower. Angmar Orc, discard an ally from play. Hammersmith is dead. And I put 22 progress out, so that 2 progress I put out illegally in the first turn is not important because I have 47 progress now. The game is over right now because there's no Orc war parties in play, even though there's an enemy. So, yeah, pretty much shut the quest down. The side quests hit me. Losing Arion, not a big deal, but I had enough willpower to get it back. Losing my hand was a big deal, but again, I was able to get it back fairly quick and get cards into my hand to play anyway. Really good starting situation with card draw and resource acceleration. And never lost a character to an attack. I didn't ever have to use the shadow cancellation, but it is there. It's a good card to get out early, especially if you're going to lose a 5-cost defender if your attack goes haywire. That's the deck. I like it. I've been beating quests with it pretty regularly, and it's fun to manage even though it's fiddly and there's lots of room to make mistakes, but there's a lot of fun things to do as well. I'll be publishing this deck. Hope you enjoyed the game. Hope you've been able to get access to these long extended party cards and enjoy it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next quest.